Good, what's good, what's good. Welcome to the live, welcome to the live, welcome to the live. Let's talk about how you can be, do, and have anything you desire. You can be, do, and have anything you desire, but you gotta do it in that order. Before you can have it, you gotta do it. But before you can do it, you gotta become it. And most people want to skip right to this stage. They want to skip right to the having, but when you try to skip right to the having, when you try to skip right to the physical form of the manifestation, you skip very two important steps. You can be, do, and have anything you desire, but you got to do it in this order. You got to understand that things are built from the inside out. What's going on, guys? As you come in, I need you tapping the screen. I need you sharing it live. We're going to talk about being, doing, and having. We're going to talk about the levels of creation. I'm going to take a little moment here to share out the live. Now, I appreciate if you guys do the same. If you interested in turning your thoughts into things, if you're interested in learning how to take the ideas out of your head and the desires out of your heart and turning them into something tangible, then you're in the right spot. Your only limit in life is you. Nothing can stop you except for you. And if you just discipline your thinking, if you just learn how to start using your imagination on purpose instead of letting it run wild, man, you would be surprised how quickly, easily, and effortlessly you can move towards the life that you want. Nothing can stop you except for you. Your only limit in life is your own imagination. If you can learn how to send your thoughts into the future, your body has no choice but to line up with them. Be, do, have. Before you can have it, you got to do it. But before you do it, you got to become it. And you got to realize that becoming happens from the inside out. Change happens from the inside out. You don't got to change out there. You just got to change in here. And if you change in here, out there has no choice but to adjust. Okay? So you can have anything you desire, but before you have it, you got to do it. And before you do it, you got to become it. And what we see a lot of people mess this up is they try to skip right to the having. They skip over the being and the doing and try to skip right to the having. But what you got to realize is your thoughts become things. Your thoughts become tangible. And when you're thinking on accident, you're creating your things on accident. You got to get in the habit of thinking on purpose. You got to get in the habit of thinking on purpose. You got to realize that, listen, if you feel successful, you'll think successful. And if you start feeling and thinking successful, you will act successful on accident. Like when people procrastinate, they not sitting there saying, I want to procrastinate. First, it starts as a feeling. That feeling gives birth to a thought, and that thought gives birth to an action. The feeling is the being, the thinking gives birth to the doing. What a lot of people do is they try to just act different. I want to lose 40 pounds. I'm going to the gym tomorrow. But they skip over the feeling and they skip over the thinking. Before you start acting, you got to change the way you feel. Neville Goddard has a book called Feeling is the Secret. If we can get you feeling successful, you have no choice but to think successful, then you'll act successful on accident. But how do I change the way I feel? How do I change the way I feel? Talk to me, guys. What do you think are some ways you can change the way you feel? Because feeling different is the first step to having a different life. If you don't feel different, you're not going to have a different life. If you keep creating from the same feeling, you're going to keep getting a similar result. How do I start to change how I feel? What ideas you guys got? Imagine if you get into a taxi. Imagine if you get in a that's our taxi. Imagine if you get in a taxi and instead of telling the driver where you want to go, you start giving the driver a list of places you don't want to go. You say, "Hey, here's my list. Don't take me to the mall. Don't take me to the post office. Don't take me to church. Don't take me to the club. Don't take me to Walmart. I hate those places. I hate those places. You get a driver a list of places you don't want to go. Where you gonna end up at? If you just get a driver a list of places you don't want to go, and you sit in the taxi and be quiet, how's that gonna work out for you? As you guys come in, I need you tapping the live. I need you sharing the screen. There you go. Tap, 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 share, share, share. What's going on? I'm Coach Jay. I coach bosses. And the way that I coach bosses is I teach them how to use their mind. If you learn how to control your mind, you can have anything you desire. When people find out that I'm a hypnotist and that I teach influence and self control, one of the first things they do is they ask me, "Can you teach me can you teach me how to hypnotize people? Can you teach me how to mind control people?" Listen, if you just learn how to mind control you, you don't gotta mind control other people. If you can make you get out of bed at 5 a.m. and go to the gym, you don't need to make anybody else do anything else. If you can control your focus, if you can say I'm getting good at this no matter what it takes, you don't gotta mind controlling anybody else. If when you learn how to mind control you, you can have any amount of money you want. You can make your body look how you want it to be. You can make your health like you want it to be. The key to having a successful life is knowing how to control your thinking. So when I talk about I teach mind control and I talk about influence, can I teach you how to influence other people? Yeah. But I do you the biggest favor when I teach you how to mind control you. And when I'm actually teaching people hypnosis and other things, one of the first things I teach them, what's going on? How you doing? One of the first things I teach them is self-control. How you gonna direct somebody else? How you gonna change somebody else when you haven't even learned how to discipline your own mind? You got to discipline your thinking. The key to getting what you want is learning how to control this. You got to realize you are not an accident. Appreciate them taps, guys. I need you guys tapping the screen as we talk. And the longer you tap, the harder you tap, the harder I'll go, the more information I give you guys. Okay. So if you want us to have a good long live, yesterday we was on live for about 3 hours because they were tapping, they were interacting, they were asking good questions. We were on live for 3 hours. Sometimes I shut it down after 30 minutes. It's all about how much energy we getting coming in the room. So the taps let me know that you guys are enjoying the information. The taps let me know that I'm adding value to you guys. And I tend to stay live long as I can when the taps is going, people asking questions, and people are engaging in the room. But if it gets slow, I'm in the live. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the gym and get the rest of my day started. So we were just talking about how crazy would it be if you got in a taxi and instead of telling the driver, "Hey, take me to 1600 Popsicle Lane," you gave the driver a list of places you didn't want to go. How crazy would that be? How weird would that be? You got in the taxi and you told the driver, "I don't want to go to the mall. I don't want to go to church. I don't want to go to the club. I don't want to go to Walmart. I don't want to go to Starbucks." You just gave the driver a list of places that you don't want to go instead of giving the driver a direct address. But that's how a lot of people go through life. A lot of people go through life not saying, "Hey, I want to make this amount of money. I want to do this for a living. I want my marriage to look like this. I want my body to look like this. And I want my health to look like this." A lot of people go through life talking about what they don't want. They don't have goals. They don't know what they want, but they know what they don't want. But where attention goes, energy flows. So if you focus on this, your energy goes into this. This gives birth to your ideals. This gives birth to your energy. If you want your life to look different, if you want your life to look different, you got to look at this list of things that you don't like, places that you don't want to go, and you got to ask what I call the magic question. And what's the magic question? You guys start tapping the screen. I'll tell you what the magic question is. I'm gonna need you guys tapping the screen. I'm gonna need you guys bringing energy into the room. When you tap the screen, what it does is it lets TikTok know that there's real people in here. We're doing real things. We add value. Then they push us higher up the For You page, and other people can come into the room. And the taps are like clapping. I can't hear you clapping. I can't hear you saying that's good, but I can see the taps. I'm a live speaker, so I'm used to being on stages in front of people. So the live, I enjoy live streaming, but I prefer the energy of a live crowd. And those taps are the closest thing that we can get to being in front of that live crowd. And what happened is, if you tap and add a lot of value, I'll accidentally stay on longer than I intend to, and I accidentally give away a whole lot of information for free. Information that we usually keep behind really thick paywalls. So the magic question that you got to ask is, what would I rather have? What would I rather have? I know your marriage might not look the way that you want it to look, but I need you to quit focusing on what you don't like and start asking yourself, what would I rather have? What would I rather have? You telling me that just by asking that question, I'm gonna get it? There's some other stuff that gotta happen, but I'm definitely telling you that just by focusing on what you don't like, you're gonna get more of it. Okay? So I need you to start looking at that list of things you don't like, but instead of focusing on it and harping on it and getting mesmerized by it and get hypnotized by it, I want you to take that list and I want you to ask yourself, what would I rather have? That's like being in a taxi and saying, well, where would I rather go? I want to go to the park. And now you've given a driver a direct address. Now you've given the driver a direct location. Now the driver can take you to the park. The driver cannot not take you to the mall. Well, he can, but how do you know when you're finished not going to the mall? How do you know when you're finished not going to church? You haven't given yourself a clear cut goal. And this is the role that goals play in your life. So when you don't have goals, and notice I said goals with an S. You should have a goal. You should have goals for your marriage. You should have goals for your business. You should have goals for your body. You should have goals for your health. Because when you don't have a goal, you in the back of the taxi with a list of places that you don't want to go. Well, I don't want to be obese. I don't want to be healthy. I don't want to get fired. I don't want to be poor. Okay, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Do you know what you want? And I need you guys tapping, tap, 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 tap. Do you know what you desire? Because listen, you got to understand, you can't get what you want until you know what you want. The subconscious mind does not negate information. The subconscious mind does not delete information. So what that means is if I tell you, check this out, watch this. Whatever you do, don't think about a blue elephant. Do not think about a blue elephant. The harder you try not to think about a blue elephant, the more you're going to think about the blue elephant. Does that make sense? But what you think happens when you say, okay, don't be stressed. Look, don't be stressed. The harder you try not to stress, the more you stress. Don't be nervous. You have to get this speech. Don't be nervous. You got to get out of the habit of telling your nervous system what you don't want. And you got to say, okay, I don't want to be nervous. I don't want to be unconfident. I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm talking about. So what do I want? I want to be confident. I want to be sure of myself. I want to be charismatic. You got to get in the habit of looking at what you don't want and instantly going, okay, what would I rather have? And then you can tell your body what to do instead of telling it what not to do. Does that make sense? You don't. If you finna give a speech, the last thing you want to do is tell yourself, "Don't be nervous," because the subconscious mind gonna say, "Nervous? Yeah, I know what that is," and then it's going to respond to it. Have you ever like woke up in the middle of the night and decided you wanted like a snack or something out of the kitchen? Everybody else in the house is asleep, so you're telling yourself, "Don't make noise." Be quiet. Don't make noise. And as you go in the kitchen, you accidentally knocking over things that you would never knock over, and you making more noise than you ever intended to. But the reason you're doing it is because you didn't tell yourself to be quiet. Move quietly. You told yourself, don't make noise. And the subconscious mind go, noise? Yeah, I know. Oh, sorry. I know what that is. But by the time it realized you were saying not doing it, it's already doing it. So you don't tell yourself what not to do. You tell yourself what to do. But in order to tell yourself what to do, you got to take a little bit of time and set a goal. Appreciate them taps, y'all. The taps help us grow. The taps keep us moving. The taps get me excited. And when I get excited, I start giving away stuff. When I get excited, I end up staying on for hours at a time. When I get excited, sometimes I give away free consultations and free coaching sessions. I need you guys tapping the screen. The taps help TikTok know that there's dope stuff going on in here, and it brings more people into the live. Do anybody got any questions about this concept that we're talking about? You got to start looking at what you don't like, and you got to start asking yourself, what would I rather have? Okay, I know where I don't want to go in life. Where do I want to go? And the more descriptive we get about what we want, the more information we give our nervous system. You got to realize your nervous system, your brain, your spinal cord, your solar plexus, the cells in your body, they don't respond to reality. They respond to the story that you tell it about reality. Your body doesn't respond to reality, it responds to what you tell it about reality. So let's say that this is a TV. Let's say this is a TV. Let's put a little frame on here. Let's put a little button right here. We'll put a few buttons right here. So this is a TV. Now, if you put a funny movie on this TV, do you have to try to laugh or do you just have to watch the movie? Thanks for them taps, y'all. I need y'all to keep tapping. If you know some people who enjoy what we talking about, share the live as well. Tap, 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 tap. If you start watching a funny movie, do you have to try to laugh or do you just have to watch the movie? If you start watching a sad movie, do you have to try to get sad or do you just have to watch the movie? Right? If you just put the sad movie on, you're going to get sad just because the movie is on. If you put on an erotic movie, do you got to try to get aroused or do you just got to watch the movie? You see how your feelings follow your attention? So if you in your life and in the screen in your mind, you thinking about the things that you don't want. You thinking about the money you don't have. You thinking about the relationship that you don't have. You thinking about the success that you don't have. How you think you're gonna feel? If this is what you got on the screen, how do you think you're going to feel? So what a lot of people do is they will keep watching this, but they will try to change their life. Let me tell you something. How you feel dictates how you think, and how you think dictates how you act. And how you feel is largely controlled by what you focus on. What you focus on. So right now you might have a picture on your screen in your mind of what you don't want. The relationships that you lost, the money you don't have, the lack of success. If that's what you're watching, it's only natural that you feel unworthy. It's only natural that you feel like you can't do it. But if you take a moment to, while this is on the screen, say, okay, what would I rather have? What would I rather have? And you get your remote and you say, I'd rather have abundance. I'd rather have health. I'd rather have love, excitement, joy, laughter. And you start watching this, you just got to start watching this. If you just start watching this, then you're going to start feeling different on accident. You're going to start feeling different on accident. I need you guys tapping the screen. And when you start feeling different, guess what? You're going to start thinking different on accident. And when you're feeling different, check, and you're thinking different, check, you ain't got no choice but to act different. What we see a lot of people try to do is they try to keep the same thing on the screen. They try to keep the things that they don't like on the screen. And they go, well, it's true. I'm just facing reality. Okay. Well, if you keep facing that reality, you're going to keep feeling based on that reality, which is going to cause you to keep thinking in that reality, which is going to cause you to keep acting in that reality, which is going to cause you ultimately to keep producing that reality. The only thing keeping that reality alive is your attention to it. If you want different, you got to think different. I need you to understand. I'm going to write it down because I want you to see it and hear it. I want you to see it and hear. We want to get this in many senses as possible. I need you to hear me and see this. Every problem is a thinking problem. Somebody need to take a screenshot and make that their wallpaper for about the next week so they can see it over and over and over again. Every problem is a thinking problem. I don't care if it's presenting as a money problem. I don't care if it's presenting as a health problem. I don't care if it's presenting as a relationship problem. Every problem is a thinking problem. If you start thinking different, that's gonna cause you to start feeling different. And when you start feeling different, you'll start thinking different on accident. You ever been angry? And when you were angry, you said things that maybe you wouldn't have said when you were happy, but when you were angry, they just flew out of your mouth. Because from that feeling, those were the natural actions that those feelings gave birth to. But when you were feeling happy again, you go, why did I say that? I did not have to say that. Now I gotta apologize. When you felt angry, you said and did angry things. But when you were done feeling angry, now new behaviors were flowing through you. Does that make sense? You gotta realize that every problem is a thinking problem. And if I want different, I gotta start thinking different. But in order to start thinking different, I gotta ask myself the magic question. What's the magic question, guys? I use a lot of repetition because repetition is important. What's the magic question? The magic question is, what would I rather have? That's the magic question. What would I rather have? You got to realize that when you're looking at something that you don't like, you're in a dope ass place to be. When you're looking at something that pisses you off, you got to realize being pissed off comes with energy. Being offended comes with energy. But I want you to stop wasting the energy on what you don't like and start pouring that energy into what you would rather have. If somebody disrespects me and I get that, who the fuck you talk? Like if I if I get that natural surge, who the fuck you think you talking to? Right? I got a choice to make. I just got this influx of energy. I could pour this energy into the person that I did call that caused me to feel this way. I could beat them up. I could curse them out. I could go back and forth with them, or I could say, "Ooh, I don't like that. What I'd rather have is I want to feel respected. I want to feel valued. I want to feel like my words matter. I want my presence to do the work. I want to walk into a room and the energetic shift say, don't play with me like that. I want my energy to talk for me. Now, I can use that influx of energy that I got to create what I would rather have, or I can pour it into the thing that caused me to experience it in the first place. Does that make sense? Whenever something happens that you don't like, you are human, you are a creator. It's in your nature to respond. I'm not telling you never get offended. I'm not telling you never get angry. But I'm telling you to use that surge of energy that comes with that to create what you would rather have. Don't waste the energy on the situation that caused the energy. Okay? What a lot of people do is they go through life and they see something that they don't like. This X represents what you don't like. And they see this thing that they don't like and they start focusing on it. I can't believe she did that to me. Like I would never do that to her. And like think about all the stuff I did. Then you get in the car and you call your mom and you start talking to your mom about it. Then you get off the phone with your mom and you start talking to your cousin about it. Then you get on TikTok and you watch skits about it. And you just can't believe she would do that to you. Then you quit that job and go to another job and believe it or not, it's another girl with this next job who does the same type of stuff. And now you talk, girl, you're not gonna believe this. I just got here and I'm getting into it with this manager too. No, she don't like me. Girl, I had the same problem at the last job. What's happening is you took the same focus, you took the same problem energetically with you. But if the first time it happened, instead of harping on it, if you just would have went, "Ooh, I don't like that. I gotta switch markers." The first time it happened, if you went, "I don't like that. I don't like when people treat me that way. I would rather feel respected. I would rather feel valued. I'd rather feel like I matter. I'd rather feel like I'm a part of the team. I'd rather feel like I'm well paid." If you just would have got under the influence of what you would rather have, and you put that focus into this, where attention goes, energy flows. Where attention goes, energy flows. I need you to stop harping on what you don't like and start asking that magic question of what would I rather have? Then as you start getting descriptive about what you would rather have, what it's going to do is it's going to change you energetically. Okay? Like let's use this live for example. I come from streaming on platforms where I got well over 30,000 people. As I'm streaming on TikTok, We're seeing smaller rooms. Sometimes we have big rooms, but lately we've been seeing smaller rooms. Let's say I look up there and I see, man, it's only 6 people in here. I don't like that. I got a choice to make. Am I going to get wrapped up in the fact that it's only 6 people in here, or am I going to ask myself, what would I rather have? I'm gonna say, what would I rather have? Well, what I would rather have is I want 50 people in here. I want 50 people in here. I want them interacting. I want them sharing the live. I want them tapping the screen. I want them having fun. I want them losing track of time. Hell, I want me losing track of time. I'm gonna do that times two. I want it to be funny. I want it to be entertaining, but I want it to be informative too. I want to change lives. I want to spark other people's creativity. I want to remind people that they can be, do, and have anything they desire. So I got clear about what I wanted. And if I just start focusing on this, even though it hasn't happened yet, if I start focusing on it, what it's going to do is it's going to change me energetically. So what it's going to do is I'm going to accidentally start presenting like it's already 50 people in here because I didn't get under the influence of the 5 people. I'm gonna accidentally, my energy gonna look like it's already 50 people in here. So when people come in from the For You page, they gonna stick around. They gonna go, what's going on in here? What he talking about? What he writing on the board? But now, if I was under the influence of the people who were in here, when people came in the room, my energy would be, man, it's only 4 people in here. I ain't finna get into my best stuff. I'm gonna just chill a little bit. But how y'all doing, man? People wouldn't stick around. But if I could go ahead and get into the feeling of it already being 50 people in here, which one you think gives me the better chance of getting 50 people in here? Seeing the 5 and responding to that, or getting under the influence of what I want and starting to see it before it even happens? Which one you think gonna get me there quicker? Which one you think gonna get me where I want to be quicker? You cannot afford to sit under the influence of what you don't like. I teach my clients this thing that we call the 5C method. 5 C's of creation. My 5C success formula. You master these 5 C's, you can have anything you desire. Anything you desire by simply doing these 5 C's. So the first C is clarity. Clarity. You got to get clear about what you want. You can't get what you want until you know what you don't want. So that's what we've been talking about this whole time. We've been talking about clarity. Clarity is the process of looking at these things that you don't like, and instead of focusing on them, asking yourself, hmm, what would I rather have? That's what clarity is all about. And you don't just be vague about it, you get super descriptive about what you would rather have. If somebody came to me and they wanted to lose 100 pounds, we would start getting clarity. Okay, what size shirt do you want to wear? What size pants do you want to wear? What size dress do you want to wear? What's going on, niche? We're gonna start getting crystal clear on what they want. How you gonna feel when you get it? Are you gonna feel confident? You're gonna put your shoulders back, you're gonna put your chest out, you're gonna feel sexy. Okay, you're gonna feel like you're in control. You're gonna feel like for the first time in your life, you got the body that you want. We're gonna get clarity about what you want, not what you don't want. We're gonna get crystal clear about what you want. What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? Then after we get clarity, we're ready to move to the second C. So that was the first C. Now we're gonna move to the second C. The second C is calibration. That might be spelled wrong. I don't know. But the second C is calibration. After we know what we want, we got to get calibrated to it. We got to get under the influence of it. So we were talking about earlier, we were talking about the example of a TV. When you watch a sad movie, you ain't gotta try to feel sad. You just gotta watch the movie. When you watch an action movie, you ain't gotta try to feel excited. You just gotta watch the movie. If you watch a horror movie, you ain't gotta try to be scared. Just watch the freaking movie. But once you get clear about what you want, once you fill in these blanks and you move that to the screen on your TV, you start watching that movie. That's what calibration is. Calibration is watching the movie about what you want. What a lot of people do is they watch this movie over and over and over again. They wonder why they procrastinate. They wonder why they depressed. They wonder why they not moving forward. You watching the wrong movie. Put this down so you can pick this up. Then pick this up and put it on the TV. And that's when you start watching it over and over again. So this is where you do your affirmations. This is where you might work with a hypnotist like me to get hypnotized. This is where you might make a vision board if you're a visual person. This is where you start having different conversations. This is where you find a new friend group. Because this old friend group might not be in alignment with this new desire. If they are, great, but if they're not, you can't force it. Okay? So this is where you start changing the way you talk. You start changing the way you think. You start changing the way you act. This is where you get drunk off of your goal. And I use the word drunk because, like, think about it. When you get drunk off of liquor, it changes the way you walk. It changes the way you talk. It changes the way you think. It changes the way you feel. It changes the way you act. It changes the way that you exist. It changes you on all forms. So I want you to fill in the blanks about what you want, and I want you taking shots of it all day long. For me, I want to motivate 1 billion people before the day I die. I want to help 1 billion entrepreneurs take their business to the next level. I want to remind people all over the world that they can be, do, and have anything that they desire. I want my great, 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 great grandchildren to know who I was because I motivated and inspired so many people. That's what I want. Now, it started out with what I didn't want. I remember being in the military and I hated it. I hated it. Couldn't grow my hair, couldn't grow my beard, couldn't wear my earrings, couldn't live where I wanted to live, couldn't wear what I wanted to wear, couldn't get up when I wanted to get up, couldn't go home when I wanted to go home. I didn't like it. And I talked about it for a long time. Me and my other friends in the military, we would sit there and talk about how we didn't like it, how we couldn't wait to get out, and yada yada yada. And what would happen is, as we kept talking about it, more of my friends was re-enlisting and staying in, and more of my friends just was getting deeper and deeper into their service. But everything started changing when I asked the magic question: What would I rather have? I'd rather be my own boss. I'd rather be an entrepreneur. I'd rather have a life where I can be anywhere in the world as long as I got my cell phone, my iPad, and my Mac. That's what I wanted. As I started filling in the blanks about what I wanted, then I started putting what I wanted onto this screen. And I started thinking about it all the time. I stopped talking about what I didn't like. I got rid of a whole girlfriend because she wasn't willing to make this transition. She couldn't see a world where I could provide out of the military and I could. You gotta go. you you gotta go. I can't be sleeping beside somebody every night who's trying to talk me out of this image that I'm holding in my mind. Gotta go. But we started focusing on it. I started thinking about it. Now, understand this. I'm not saying I didn't have to do any work. I did a lot of work. But I did the work from under the influence of what I wanted. So it don't feel like work. Think about it. Like right now, so I wake up at about 5:30 to get on live with you guys at 6 a.m. Right? Now, when I wake up at 5:30, it's a very, 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 very attractive woman laying right beside me. If I don't take control of my mind and send my mind where I want my body to go, I'm not getting out of that bed. It's in my nature for my mind to go other places. But as a conscious creator with a goal that knows what I want, before my body can take the lead, I say, hey, you don't run this show, I run this show. I promised a bunch of people that I was going live at 6 a.m. And I want to inspire these people. I want to motivate these people. What if the live we do today keeps somebody from taking their life? What if somebody listened to my live today and they decide to start their own business? What if today's live is alive to change it? I get in my mind and I start playing. And then the next thing I know, I can't wait to get on. You don't got to control your body, you got to control your mind. But in order for you to control your mind, you got to know what you want. Knowing what you don't want is not the same thing as knowing what you do want. I tell athletes all the time Not wanting to lose is not the same thing as wanting to win. I don't want to lose. Okay, you want it to be a tie? You want to get kicked off the team so you can't win? What do you want? Not what you don't want. It's not a my 4 year old know what he don't want. My 11 year old know what he don't want. My 10 year old know what they don't want. It's like knowing what you don't want is not going to make you successful. One of the prerequisite to being successful is knowing what you want, and it needs to be measurable. I want to be happy. That's not a goal. What does that mean? I ask people that question several times a week. I say, "You got a goal?" They say, "Yeah, I got a goal." They'll tell me their goal. I say, "What does that mean?" And they look at me like I'm crazy. What you mean? What it mean? I want to be confident. What What does that mean? What does confidence mean to you? If I go ask 10 people what it means to be confident, I'm gonna get 10 different answers. I need you to get crystal clear about what it is that you want. And this is where it gets crazy. Like people can describe their problems really well. Boy, they give you a whole narrative. They give you the whole backstory. They have like little jokes built in, and like you can listen to them talk. You can tell, oh, that's not the first time you told that story. You've been telling that story for a long time. They give you the reasons. They give you the reasons they know it won't work. They give you the catalyst for it. This all started when I was 10 years old and my dad, they got a whole narrative around what they don't want. I said, well, what you want? Oh, I just want to be happy. So wait. You got a whole Bible about what you don't want, and your goal is to be happy. Now, which one do you think is going to have the bigger energetic pull on you? This Bible about what you don't want, or this vague ass goal about wanting to be happy? Which one you think gonna have the most energetic pull on you? This Bible about what you don't want, or I want to be an entrepreneur? You wonder why you're not moving towards it. You wonder why you can't pick up no momentum. You got pages and movies about what you don't want, and your goal is this little vague sentence that has no emotion attached to it, has no energy attached to it. About 6 months ago, well, no, probably about 8 months ago, one day I was getting out of the shower and I realized, wait a minute, I'm bigger than I ever been. I'm bigger than I want to be. I don't want to be this big. I said, I'm about to change my body. Did I go to the gym the next day? Nope. I got crystal clear on what I wanted. What do I want? I want to be a large in shirts. I don't want to be small. Like I'm in my 30s now, so I don't want to be small. I don't want to look 17. I still want to look like a man, but I want to look. I want to look like muscle. I want to look good naked. I want stamina for adult activities. I want to be able to race my son. I want to be in my 40s still able to compete and beat my son in a race. I want to still be able to push my son to his. I had to get descriptive about what I wanted. And that was the first step. That's I had to get clarity about what I wanted. Second phase was me calibrating. I spent 21 days in my mind before I ever stepped foot in the gym. I spent 21 days in my mind before I ever stepped foot in the gym. But guess what? When I went to the gym, I had clarity and I had calibration. And we're finna talk about the third C. That's really important in accomplishing your goals. But clarity, you got to get clear about what you want. Once you know what you want, you got to calibrate to what you want. Most people are calibrated to what they don't want. And being calibrated to what you don't want is dangerous because what you're doing is you making your decisions. You're picking what you do next from a place of survival, not from thrival. You don't want to be pick. You don't want to make your business plan while you're under the influence of what you don't want. You don't want to make a business plan, and the goal of the business plan is to not go out of business. You go, well, I don't want to go out of business. I know you don't want to go out of business, but what do you want instead? The you need to be under the influence of what you want when you make the business plan. If you're building a website for your business, you don't want to make the website from under the influence of, I don't want it to be boring. I don't want it to look like everybody else's. Forget what you don't want. What do you want? I want it to be exciting. I want it to be engaging. I want it to make people pull their credit cards out fast and give me their money. Make the website from under the influence of what you want. If you go into a networking event, I don't want you going to the networking event saying, well, I don't want to just be standing there looking stupid. I don't want to be shy. I don't want to be. What do you want? I want to walk in the room with my shoulders back, my chest out, and my head up. When somebody asks me what I do, I want to be able to articulate what I do efficiently. I want to pitch so good that people want to throw their money at me and work with me. I want you going to the networking event under the influence of what you want. Because the subconscious mind doesn't negate information. I need you guys tapping the screen. Tap, 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 tap. That let TikTok know that we doing great stuff. We've been on for about an hour and we got 500 taps. That's crazy work. Let's tap the screen. Let's share the live. Let's get some energy in here. Okay, so I want you going through life under the influence of what you want. The subconscious mind does not delete information. You can't tell it what not to do. You got to tell it what to do. Okay? You can't tell it what not to do. You got to tell it what to do. If I tell you, don't think about a purple elephant, what's going on, Dad? Don't, whatever you do, don't think about a purple elephant. I need you guys tapping it. Like those taps, they like claps. And right now, I feel like I'm talking to a room of people and they just looking at me. I know it's good information. I know it's real easy just to zone out and listen, but I need you tapping the screen or I'm going to end the live and go ahead and get to the gym and get my workout in. Okay? So the subconscious mind does not delete information. If I tell you, don't think about a pink elephant, the first thing you think about is a pink elephant. So you got to stop going through life telling yourself what not to do. You got to start telling yourself what to do. Stop telling yourself not to be stressed. Tell yourself, hey, take it easy, man. Breathe. You got this. Yeah, you got this. I want to walk in this room with my shoulders back, my chest out, and my head up. I want you to start making the center of your focus about what you want. I want you to take your attention off of what you don't want and start putting your attention on what you would like to have. That's what phase two is all about. That's what calibration is all about. Getting under the influence of what you want. Okay. Now, after we get that, we're ready to move to the third C. The third C is confidence. Confidence is all about being able to remain calibrated no matter what. It's crazy because step three is really the act of getting really good at step two. Confidence is being so calibrated that I don't care what they say on CNN. Confidence is being so calibrated that even though it's six people in here, I'm still finna do my damn thing. Confidence is being so calibrated that if it was 6,000 people in here, I'm not finna be nervous. I'm gonna talk to all 6,000 of y'all. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I'm Jay Shaw. I coach bosses. Man, we got a big crowd today. You see what I'm saying? You feel like you just text on your TikTok. What that mean? What's up, cousin? How you doing? You could be, do, and have anything you desire, but this formula is gonna help you do it quickly. You got to get clear about what you want. You start looking at what you don't want. You ask yourself, what would I rather have? Now that we answer this question about what would I rather have, I got to start focusing on it. I'm gonna start doing my affirmations around it. I'm gonna start practicing self hypnosis. I'm gonna start meditating. I'm gonna start convincing my body that it's already happened. That's what calibration is about. I'm getting under the influence of my goal. I'm taking shots of my goal. I'm getting drunk off of my goal. I'm so goal oriented. I'm so locked in. I don't give a damn what nobody else got to say. People come in the TikTok room all the time and they say crazy things. Man, don't nobody believe in that. You a scam. I'm so calibrated that if you ain't talking about what I'm talking about, that shit is invisible. I'm so calibrated that if you don't believe in what I believe in, I'm not finna try to change your mind, but you damn sure ain't finna change mine. I'm not finna argue with you. It just is what it is. I'm calibrated to my goal. I'm not calibrating to anything out there because you got to realize stuff out there is finicky. People will cheer for you today and boo you tomorrow. So you can't calibrate to whether or not they cheering. You can't calibrate to whether or not they supporting you. You got to calibrate to your goal. You got to calibrate to what you set out to do. And whether they cheering for you or booing you, whatever, I'm not calibrated to whether or not you cheer. The only reason I give a damn about the taps is because the taps move us up the For You page. And the higher we are on the For You page, the more people that can come in the room and get the information. Because usually, like to teach this information one on one, I charge a lot of money. And I know that there's people who need this information who can't maybe afford to sit with me one on one. But if people tap on the screen and we hop on the For You page, they can get the information through TikTok. So that's why I'm always pushing you guys about the taps. That's why I'm always pushing you guys about sharing the live because it's an algorithm. So the more energy in the room, the more the algorithm say, hey, he teaching some good stuff in here. Let's show this to more people. So tap the screen, share the live, keep doing it. Keep tapping, 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 tapping. Okay. And before I wrap up, I'm gonna tell you guys how to get access to our replays and get in our inner circle, get our text notifications, and know about all the cool stuff that we got going on the app and off the app. We do a lot of stuff around the mind. Okay, so we talked about clarity, we talked about calibration, and we talked about confidence. Step four. Step four. Competence. Now, hear me when I say this. Hear me and hear me good. Hear me and hear me good. Step four is not step one. Step four is step four. Okay? Step four is step four. Step one is clarity. And I'm putting a lot of emphasis on this because I see a lot of people screw this shit up. Step one is clarity. Step two is calibration. Step three is confidence. Step four is confidence. It's competence. I see a lot of people, they get a goal. I'm trying to lose 50 pounds. And they start right on step four. I'm going to the gym tomorrow. So you telling me you can take your big back self to the gym with no clarity, no calibration, and no confidence. You just jumping right to step four. I want to lose some weight. You don't know how much weight you want to lose. You don't know if you need to be lifting weights or doing cardio or a mixture. You don't know if you need to be eating different. You ain't got no clarity, no calibration, no confidence. And what's gonna happen is the first excuse that you get to quit, you gonna take it. The first time you think somebody looking at you funny, they not even thinking about you. They working out and their music just stopped in their AirPod and they trying to figure out why their music just stopped, that their phone died, and you're going, she judging me. She not thinking about you. You unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. So the first excuse you got to quit, you took it. What's going on, just Fab? You want to start networking. You want to start, let's say you want to start going live on TikTok. You go, oh, hey, I got my 1,000 followers. I'm going live tomorrow morning. You jump right to step forward. Now you on a live with no clarity, no calibration, and no confidence. Who the hell you think gonna watch an uncalibrated, unclear, unconfident person? These first three C's are what I call the foundation for success. The last two C's don't mean a damn thing if you don't got clarity, calibration, and confidence. If I was on the live without clarity, calibration, and confidence, when there was three people in here, I would have ended my life. If I was on the live without clarity, calibration, and confidence, when people stopped tapping the screen, I would have ended the live. But because I got my clarity, my calibration, and my confidence, step four is not something that I gotta do. Step four is something that I get to do. Like in a few minutes, I'm finna end the live so I can get in the gym. I don't gotta go to the gym. I can't wait to go to the gym. I want to go to the gym. I'm excited to go to the gym. You know why? Because I'm clear about what I want. What do I want? I want to look good naked. I want stamina in the bedroom. I want to be able to go rounds. I want to be able to race my son. I want to be like, damn, daddy, how you still so fast? I want to age slowly. I want to age gracefully. I'm okay with getting old. I just want to look as young as possible. I want to look like my son's brother instead of his dad. I want people to be surprised. I want them to be like, that's your daddy? I'm clear about what I want. That was phase one. Then phase two was me getting calibrated to what I want. I had to get in here and do the work to convince myself that it was possible. I had to start using my imagination on purpose. I had to start getting in my workshop. When I say my workshop, I'm talking about my imagination. And I gotta imagine a version of my body that don't even exist yet. I gotta see myself standing on the scale, seeing a number that ain't even there yet. I gotta see myself at the gym enjoying it. I gotta see myself at the gym going, oh, it burns so good. Yeah, hard work is easy work. I gotta see it in here because my nervous system, my body, my cells don't respond to reality. They respond to the story that I tell it about reality. So I did the process of calibrating. Now, if you when you get good at step two, you'll accidentally do step three. Step three is to get really good at step three. At step two. Confidence is being super calibrated. That's what confidence is all about. Confidence is being calibrated, no matter what. So when it's five people in the room, this is the energy that I bring to the live. When it's 100 people in the room, this is the energy that I bring to the live. When it's 1,000 people in the room, this is the energy that I bring to the live because I'm calibrated. I'm real calibrated, and the number is not gonna take me out of my calibration. Now sometimes I might be like, y'all, look, y'all ain't giving me the energy that I want today. I'm out of here. I'm finna go to the gym. It's not I hate you guys. You never do anything right. It's not I'm pissed off at you guys. It's like, hey, I'm right now. My gym calibration is outweighing my live calibration. Is right now it's more energy at the gym, so I'm not mad at nobody. I'm just gonna bow out and and go where the energy is. Right now, I feel like this is down here and the gym is up here. So I'm finna go calibrate. I'm finna go jump in that calibration. So this 5C is something you're gonna run in multiple areas of your life. You're gonna have a 5C running in your marriage. You're gonna have a 5C running in your business. You're gonna have a 5C running in your relationship with your children. You're gonna have a 5C around your fitness, but you're gonna have these multiple calibrations that you jump in. Okay? Does that make sense? Like yesterday, boy, it was people in here that was picking up on my calibration. They were calibrating to me. They were tapping the screen. They were sharing the live. Yesterday, I think I went live for 2 hours and 47 minutes. I pushed the gym back because I work for me and I can do that. Today, the calibration not such that I'm willing to do that. But if if the energy was at a certain place, we could push it back. But that's what this is about. I want you to get clear about what you want. I want you to get calibrated to what you want. Step three is being so calibrated that no matter what, you still feel you still feel good. You don't care what they say on CNN. Oh, it's a recession. I'm still building my business. Oh, COVID coming back. I'm still building this business. If somebody, oh, I don't want you don't want to be with me no more. I'm still I'm still going to the gym. I'm still building this business. I'm not you can't afford to calibrate to the 3D. It's finicky. It's finicky. You got to calibrate to your goal. But in order to calibrate to a goal, you got to have a goal. And the more I coach, the more people I hang around, I realize that most people don't have a goal. They take the first job they can get. They find out how much that job willing to pay them, and they just go through life and they see what happens. They method for life is we'll see. You are a creator. You came here to create, and I want you to start creating on purpose. I want you to stop living under this mentality of let's see what happened. Let's create what happened. Let's get clear about what we want. Let's get calibrated to what we want. Let's get confident in the calibration, and then we on step four. Now, step four is where we take action. Step four is where I say I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get that result. If I gotta go back to school, I'm gonna go back to school. But before I step back in the classroom, I'm gonna have clarity, calibration, and confidence. So a lot of times when people hear me say step four is not step one, they think I'm saying step four is not important. They think I'm saying that the action is not important. The action is very important, but you gotta have this foundation before you take the action. So I'm not saying don't go back to school. You can go back to school, but I want you to go back to school with clarity, calibration, and confidence. Because clarity, calibration, and confidence is what's going to allow you to pull an all nighter if you need to. If you don't got clarity, calibration, and confidence, and it's time to pull an all nighter, you're gonna say, "I knew I was too old for this. I got kids. I'm married. I knew school wasn't for me. Why did I even waste my?" And you're gonna drop out. But when you got clarity, calibration, and confidence, you're gonna tell those kids, "Yo, get your tablets. Do what y'all need to do. Don't talk to me for the next 3 hours. Do anybody need anything before I go in here and study? Everybody good? Okay, if you knock on my door, you go into bed. If you knock on my door, somebody better be bleeding, but I'm finna go in here and study for 3 hours." Now, without that clarity, that calibration, and confidence, I see it all the time with my clients. A lot of my clients use their kids as excuses to not build that business. But the problem ain't the kids, the problem is they don't got clarity, calibration, and confidence. I've had some people, they got 17 and 16-year-olds talking about if I don't cook, they won't eat. Bullshit. Let my be 17 and 16 years old at my house, and I'm trying to do something that's going to take us to another level. And talking about if I don't cook, you're not going to eat. You're going to sit your grown ass there and starve. You using that as now? If you got 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds, definitely you got to go fix those babies some food. But if you got a 17-year-old that can't fix a sandwich, man, listen, stop. You tend to make excuses when you don't got clarity, calibration, and confidence. Without this, any excuse would do. But when you got this, no excuse is big enough to get in your way. That's what I'm saying. When you got clarity, calibration, and confidence, you become a bulldozer. Okay. And, 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 what else you got? Man, listen, the difference between a lot of coaches didn't make it through COVID. A lot of hypnotists didn't make it through COVID. A lot of small businesses didn't make it through COVID. What took me through COVID, man, I made so much money during fucking COVID. What took me through was I had clarity, I had calibration, I had confidence. I owned a cleaning business when COVID first started. What's going on, Yama? And when COVID, so before COVID, my cleaning business was doing about $13,000 a month in profit. $13,000 a month in profit. When COVID hit, it first hit, it went, phew, it went down, 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 down. And I was, and what initially it knocked me out of my calibration. I spent about a month out of my calibration, and I was under the influence of what I didn't want. It was unfair. I built this business from the ground up. How could the government just shut everything down? It was unfair. Then I had to remember who I was. I had to start practicing what I preach. Ask myself the magic question: what would I rather have? What you mean? What I rather have? I'd rather have my business thrive, and I'd rather have my business boom, and I'd rather have work for my employees to do. I want money coming in. I want to be the cleaning company to show other cleaning companies how to do it. Within 10 minutes of getting clear on what I wanted, within 10 minutes of focusing on what I wanted and getting calibrated and getting confident in the calibration, the idea just popped into my head. I had an aha moment. You know what the aha moment was? Watch this. It was so simple. It was stop marketing the cleaning business as a luxury cleaning service, start marketing the cleaning business as a disinfectant service. Voila. Get on the CDC website, find out how to protect your cleaners, find out what works against neutralizing the virus, order new cleaners, get new chemicals, retrain your cleaners. It's no longer a luxury cleaning service, it's a disinfectant service. Within 72 hours, we had a 3-month long waiting list. The idea was already out there. The problem was I was unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. Within 10 minutes of saying, what would I rather have? Boom, that's what I want. Let me focus on that. Let me do affirmations around that. Let me hypnotize myself around that. Let me visualize that. Let me feel the energy of that right here, right now. Within 10 minutes of me getting confident in my clarity, the idea, I didn't go dig for the idea. I wasn't working on the problem. The idea just like, boop. It's like, God damn, make it a disinfectant service. People are nervous about. They fired us because they were worried about germs. The government shut everything down because they disinfectant service. Boom. Go on the website, change the H1 tag, change the subheadline, rework some things on our Google ads, run a Facebook ad, business right back boom. But that took me getting clear about what I wanted. Getting so, and this is the crazy thing. I was running 5C both times. But when I wasn't getting the result I want, I had clarity. It just was about what I didn't want. I was calibrated, but I was calibrated to what I didn't want. I was confident, but I was confident in this calibration that I didn't want. So the ideas I got, the action I was taking was from under the influence of this thing that I didn't want. I was still running 5C. I just was running it in the wrong direction. How do you find clarity about kids? Well, the way that you find clarity around anything is you got to ask a magic question. What do I desire? Not what do I think is possible. What do I desire? That's where the magic question starts. We finna wrap up soon. When we wrap up, I want you to go to my TikTok page, click the link in my bio, and join our 5C inner circle. And it's going to take you to a page where you can fill out what we call a 5C clarity blueprint. And it's going to ask you questions like, what do you really want? What additional resources do you need to get it? What resources do you already have that's going to help you get there? How will you know when you're moving in that direction? Like, it's going to help you really get clear because clarity needs to be detailed. Like, let's say you got two people trying to date you, right? And one person say, hey, I love to take you out sometime. And another person say, hey, I want to take you out Friday. I want you to wear something sexy, but I also want you to bring like a sweatsuit and some tennis shoes because we finna have some fun. I'm gonna pick you up around Friday at 8, okay? Which one of these people are you more likely to give your attention to? Are you more likely to give your attention to the guy who want to take you out sometime or the guy who like, hey, I want to take you out Friday at 8 and I want you to wear something sexy, but I also want you to bring a sweatsuit because we gonna have some fun. Even if guy number two is not as attractive as guy number one, you probably gonna lean more toward person number two just because of it's more detail, it's more there to grasp. That's your subconscious mind. You ever been trying to move something that's not heavy, but like this board is a good example. This board is very light. It might weigh 10 pounds. It's not heavy, but it's so wide and it doesn't have any handles. So it's hard to handle, not because it's heavy, but because it's awkward and there's no place to grip it. That's how your subconscious mind is with a goal. The goal is not too heavy for your subconscious mind. We're talking about the part of you that's making your heart hard, that's making your lung, that's controlling every cell and every fiber of your being. We're talking about that part of you. It's not that the goal is too heavy, but if the goal don't have enough what we call neural connectors, if the neural handles, if the goal doesn't have enough neural handles for your neurology to grab on and get excited about, then it's hard for your neurology to grip the goal and start moving you towards it. But if you just start filling in the details, like when I'm helping somebody quit smoking, I don't make them quit smoking. I help them to feel like a non-smoker. I create a lot of neural handles around not smoking. So it's like, yo, now that you're a non-smoker, what you gonna spend all this extra money on? Now that you gonna stop sucking cancer out of a straw, and you actually gonna be around for your daughter's wedding. Like she's only 3 now, but one day she's gonna be married. What you think you gonna wear to her wedding? What song you think y'all gonna dance to since you actually gonna be around now? Like I'm building all these emotional neural handles around not smoking. So the subconscious mind see all of these benefits, see all of these emotional reasons around not smoking. The subconscious mind go, why would I suck cancer out of a straw? Why would I spend my money on like? So it they don't gotta try not to smoke. They no longer want to smoke. So tell like to get clarity around the kids, you can't. Clarity is all about the magic question. What would I rather have? Look at what's going on with the kids, and while you looking at this thing that you don't like, you're gonna use some willpower. You're not gonna go. You're not gonna spiral downward. You're gonna say, what would I rather have? I'd rather have structure for them. I'd rather have an environment where they're safe, but they have fun and the creativity to explore. But they're also mannered. They're also balanced. I give them room to be children, but I also teach them respect for themselves and others. It's going to start with getting clear about what you want. And you're not going to create the plan. The plan is going to create itself. Like when we was talking about the cleaning company and I got the idea of how to rebrand the cleaning company, I didn't create that idea. I attracted that idea. I got clear about what I wanted. I got calibrated to what I wanted. I got confident. I did the work to believe that that was possible for me. And once I got there, the idea found me. Oh, clarity never said yeah, sometimes finding clarity is a lot of work. Sometimes finding clarity is a lot of work. Like when I run 5C with people as a program, sometimes we spend a month just on getting clarity. Sometimes we spend a month just on getting clarity. Sometimes it takes longer than a month. Clarity is work. Clarity sometimes takes trial and error. I remember like when I first got into entrepreneurship, well, not when I first got into entrepreneurship, but when I first started doing therapy with people, I thought that I wanted to be booked and busy. Then I got booked and busy and I got some new clarity. I don't want to be booked and busy. Why do I want to be booked and busy? Why do I want to make all this money and have no time to spend it? Like I don't now I want to see 2 clients a day, maybe 3. But the clarity is gonna come. Sometimes you'll think you want something, you'll start creating and go, I don't want this. But you gotta start with your best guess. Then as the details fill in, that's look, you can always oh, I thought I wanted that. I thought I wanted that. I want this now. Like I used to think I wanted this much money. Like I used to think I wanted this much money. Whereas I started making more money and I started learning how taxes work, I said, hold on, take 3 of them dollar signs off. That's enough. They just taking the rest of it. Like so you get started and then you go, okay, I don't like this, I like that. Okay. I want this. And you get started and go, wait, I thought I wanted this, I don't want that part, I want this part. It's gonna grow with you, it's gonna develop with you. It's things I wanted 5 years ago that I don't want right now. I used to want the biggest house in the city. I really want like a nice little penthouse right now. I want a fly little apartment overlooking downtown. I'm ready to send the kids to college. Get out. I don't want a house no more. I want a little cool apartment. Like your wants and your desires gonna change and evolve with you. So you get started, you look at what you don't like and go, what's better than this? Yeah, no grass to mow, no gutters to take care of. Right. So the magic question, you on step one. What do I want? What do I want? And it's no wrong answer. That's the dope thing about it. It's no Wrong answer. And nobody can tell you what you want. And you never wrong for wanting what you want. And I'm gonna tell you the dope thing about desire. Let me give y'all the other two C's because I got a bad habit of starting the five C's and not finishing. All right, so we talked about competence. Competence is the skills. Competence is the doing. Competence is the going back to school. Competence is the learning how to stream. Competence is the getting a new MacBook. Competence is going to get that certification, reading those books, working with a coach. Competence is doing the doing, but it's step four. Like right now, you just fab. If you was like, tomorrow I'm doing this with the kids and this with the kids, this with the kids, you better slow down. You better get some clarity, some calibration, and some confidence, and then do the planning. You don't do the planning until you get the clarity, the calibration, and the confidence. But what you find is once you get the clarity, the calibration, and the confidence, the plans like show up. It's like you channeling something. Like when I write blog posts, when I write books, even when I get on here to talk to you guys. Like I remember one time I had a presentation I had to give. It was about 20 minutes before the presentation, and my girl said, "What you talking about tonight?" I said, "I don't know." She said, "What you mean you don't know?" I said, "Baby, I got clarity, I'm calibrated, and I'm confident." What that means is I just gotta pop up on the stage and I'm I'm just gonna download it. And it's better when I let it flow than when I try to create it. I give a lot of speeches, I do a lot of presentations. Very rarely do I know what I'm gonna talk about before I go on the stage. Now I know the points that I want to make, I know what I want to communicate, I know the value that I want to add, but I don't show up with like these bullet points. I show up calibrated to the fact that I want everybody in this room to leave a better version of themselves. I want everybody in this room to leave feeling like they can run through a brick wall. I want everybody in this room to leave knowing they can be, do, and have anything that they desire. Now I'm gonna remain confidently in that calibration, and from there, it's just gonna show up for sure, for sure, for sure. And the last C is consistency. Consistency. This goes into the point we were just talking about. You don't get clarity once, you get it over and over again. But when you get new clarity, that's going to cause you to need new calibration. Now, as you calibrate to this new clarity, guess what? Your confidence is going to go up even higher. But as your confidence go up, guess what else better go up? Your competence better go up. And you run these four C's over and over again. And that's what we call a success loop. You get caught up in the success loop of running these five C's over and over and over again, over and over and over again. You'll notice, like people who got more than one child, the clarity you have with their first child is different with their clarity on their third child. like it's like I ain't, my baby can't go over there, my baby can't do this, my baby can't do this, my baby. Bro, the clarity be different, baby. On three, like yeah, you want to go to your grandma's house? Hold on, let's pack you a bag. I remember my mom used to beg for my kids for the summer. I'm like, my kids ain't coming down there for three. You think I'm gonna go 3 months without seeing my kids? These days, my mom say I want the babies for the summer. Boy, you should see me packing a bag. Y'all, grandma want y'all. Like, get out. The clarity is gonna change. The clarity. Yeah, I tell people all the time, kids are like they the best worst job ever. Like it's 80% dope, but it's 20% like what the hell have I got myself into? And guys, we creators, you got to give yourself permission to feel everything that's moving through you. Don't get hypnotized by it, but don't try to suppress it. Suppression turns into depression. Don't suppress it, feel it. Don't suppress it, feel it. But when you feel it, you can get it out of your system. When you suppress it, it's hanging around and a lifetime job. My little sister 25 and she our babies are our babies. I'm 32 years old. I'm still my grandma baby. She don't care how many stages I stand on, how much money I make. She don't see this. She sees her baby. Those are babies. But yeah, you could be doing have anything you desire, but running this formula makes it easier, makes it funner. You are a creator. You came here to create. You find joy in creating. You find joy in creating. Life is like a bicycle. When you paddling, things tend to be going okay, but when you start paddling, that's the instant that things start to get shaky. Keep paddling. Don't stop paddling. Don't stop paddling. All right, I'm finna go to my TikTok page and show you guys some of the free resources you can go claim. We also got a workshop coming up. Nikki and I started planning the next workshop. We're gonna do a workshop on what we call E and P. I don't know if some of y'all might have heard me talk about E and P before, but we got a workshop coming up November 19th, November 16th, I believe, around E and P. My laptop about to die, so I got to show y'all this quickly. Okay. All right. Let me show y'all this. So if you go on my TikTok profile and you click on where my mouse at? Okay, you click on this link right here. It's gonna say, "Hey, you sure you know you're leaving TikTok?" You're gonna say, "Yeah." Open it anyway. Now, if you go here on this page right here, it's gonna say, "Join my inner circle to get access to all of my replays, free training, and special deals." If you fill that out, you're gonna receive a text message that gives you the link to a page of free resources. You can also get a free 5C workshop. If you really like this 5C stuff and you want to learn more about 5C, click that button. It's going to take you to a page with a video where we explain even more about 5C. I got a mastermind you could join. The mastermind is literally $1 for lifetime access. And for people who want to like apply to work with me directly or apply to be in my 5C Growth Accelerator, 5C Growth Accelerator is a new group that we're doing where I teach people 5C in a group environment. We meet 2 times a week. It boils down to about $30 per an hour for really high end coaching. So if anybody interested in that, you can fill out that application and then that just lets you see reviews and like some of the dope work we do. But go to the link in in the TikTok page. If you do nothing else, fill this out so you can get our text notifications and you can get access to the TikTok live replays and stuff. Repetition is important when you're making change, guys. So I go live Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Sometimes it might be 6:15 or 6:30 or so, but I be aiming for 6 a.m. For sure, for sure. I appreciate you guys, man. I'm finna get ready to get in the gym. I might get on here later this evening, depending on how the day is flowing. But guys, if you haven't already, hit that follow button. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Love y'all. Ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Go to the link in the bio, sign up, get on the text list, and watch those replays. I'll see y'all later, man.